Hello, welcome to Alif Infotech. I am Sharik. This is part 2 of how to insert, edit, update database using store procedure in SQL using language ASP.NET C#. Before continuing this session, I am strongly recommended you to watch part 1 of this video series. In part 1 of this video series, I am showed you how to insert data in database using ASP.NET. In this session, I am showing you how to edit and update existing data or which is inserted into a table already. Okay, now open our existing work which we are done in a part 1. Our website name is project which we are creating part 1. Okay, our work is open. Now go to the design part of our add edit page. If you remember, we are take two buttons and one drop down list between them. Now create a new page or a web form to edit or update our existing data. Right click on a project, add a new item. Take a web form and give it name edit. Click on an add. Okay, between this div, same design which we are used in an add page, I take it to my edit page. If you remember, we are designed this in part 1, so copy it from add page and paste it to the edit page, the same design. Now I am change a button ID from insert to update and text also, and erase this on click event because it is a insert button click event. We are now on update button and change this label ID to message 2 and erase its text because I want this label after update data into a database. Now go to the design part of add edit page and double click on a edit button. We are now on CS page under on click event. Now write a code for go to edit page. Save it. Now we have to pass our data from database table to edit page through drop down list which are located into a add edit page. So first of all, we have to bind data to our drop down list. In this drop down list, how to do that? Let's see it. To the CS of add edit page, first of all, we have to give a package. Packages of SQL. we have to give a SQL connection. I am simply copy connection from a add page, CS of add page. Okay, go to the add edit page CS. First of all, I am creating a class for data binding of drop down list. So this is I am creating a class. Give whatever name you want in the place of data bind. Okay, under this class I am copying a code of SQL connection to my add edit page. I am open the connection. Now we have to give a command for of SQL query what we want in our drop down list. So just I am copying command code also from add page to add edit page. I am only changing the query. If you remember our database table name is test. Okay, now I am taking a data adapter which adapt the data from table to our drop down list. Under this bracket give the variable name of SQL command. This is our variable name, or you can say object name. After data adapter, I want to set a data to our drop down list. For that I am taking data set. Now I want to fill that data adapter to data set. So how to do that in a coding? ta dot fill ds. Okay, now we have to give a data source to our drop down list. So how to do that? Take our drop down list id dot data source equal to ds. Now go to the SQL Server Management Studio, explore the database, test, see the test table which was created in part 1. right click on it and go to the edit top 200 rows. I was inserted some data in table. Okay, now which text I want to show into my drop down list? I want to show a student name column text. So how to do it? Let's see it. Go to our project, select our drop down list one id dot data text field equal to, what is our column name? Student name. Okay, now what I want to pass value in drop down list? I want to pass a value of ID column. So for that, I am selecting our drop down list one ID dot data value field equal to what is our column name, ID. Now simply bind the data, drop down list one dot data bind. And now I am adding one more list to my drop down list, and this list I want at the top of my drop down, or you can say selected list. So for that, take a drop down list one, items, insert, zero is an array. It means this list is at the top of your drop down. New item list, sorry, list item. Now give the name. I give a name, select, zero, pass the value is 0. Now under page load section, take if is not is post back. Under this, call your data bind function. This data bind function we call on page load event under is not post back. Okay, now I want when I am changing drop down list option, then selected option value get stored in a text box. See how to do it. First of all, go to the add edit AXPX design, double click. Okay, first of all take a text box, after that edit button, give it ID pass value. This is the text box where I want to store my drop down list value. Now go to the design part of add edit page and double click on a drop down list. It's get you into the select index change event. Now write a code to get value of drop down list box. In a text box, pass value. Now save it and save also add edit AXPX page. Now debug it. Okay, we get an error. See, incorrect syntax near star. Okay, we have see that. Oh, oops, the select spelling is wrong, so we get an error. Okay, write it and save it. Now again debugging. Stop. Okay, again debug it. See, our drop down list is working well. I am selecting option. See, in this text box it show the ID of the selected item. See, the ID of Azhar is 4 in our table. Okay, stop the debugging. Now I want to show data related to the option which I am selected on drop down list in all text boxes. So for that we have to use a data reader. First of all, we have to pass our this text box ID value to edit page to read the data of this selected item. So for that, how to do that? Go to the edit click event. And pass the value of the pass value text box into ID. Save it and go to the add edit source code and add this text box and save it. See, I am pass the value or a text of this hidden text box to this ID, and this ID is passed through this edit page. Now go to the edit page CS. Write a code on page load event. Request dot query string is not equal to null. Now take a text box on edit page also to store the value of this request query string. Give it ID, pass value 2, save it and leave it hidden. Now take a value to the pass value 2 text box. Okay, if request.query string id is not equal to null, which means if our pass value 1 text box value is not equal to run, then it's stored into a pass value 2 text box. Now I want to show data related to the option which I am selected on drop down list in all text boxes. So for that we have to use a data reader, or you can say we have to show data on text boxes related to this text box value. So for that we have to use a data reader. How to do it? Let's see. Now we have to create one function Okay friends, I was muted my mic for some time because there are so much noise outside my house. That's why I muted my mic. Sorry for that. Okay, now I am explaining you how to code the reader function. I am taking a SQL connection first and then open the connection, and I am taking command. In command I write a SQL query select star from test where id equal to our id column, which means this column. This id column is equal to our pass value 2 dot text box, which is there. Okay, request dot query string id is stored into this text box, and this text box is equal to this id, so I will get that database. The query is say that select star from test where id equal to this text box. Then I am taking a data reader, and this is a variable name or a object name, and then I am execute this command in reader. Execute the reader through this command, and after that I am writing if reader read equals to student name text is equal to student name. This is our database column name, student name, stream division gr. Under this bracket is our database column name. Then after that I am close the connection, and also I am erase that hidden part also, because I want to see the value is stored or not. So after debugging, you see I am selecting a Sharik, its value is 1, and when I am clicking on edit, it's give me a data according to this value. This value 1 have a data student name Sharik, stream BSCIT, division A, and GR number 756. You see that we get a retrieve a data from a database. Okay, after clicking on update button, I want to, if I am editing any text box, and after editing, when I am clicking on update button, I want to store that edit portion into a database table. So how to do it? Let's see it. First of all, we have to create a update procedure to update data into a table. So go to the SQL management server, explore the programmability, go to the store procedure. If you remember, we have created a insert into a student procedure in part 1. So right click on it and go to the modify and control plus alt, copy it and right click on store procedure, create a new store procedure and control O and paste it. Okay, now change it to create and change the procedure name. I am giving update data. I am giving a name update data. Okay, change it to update. Remove the into part. Write set. Remove this bracket. Remove the value and change and to return. Do the changes what I am doing. For create a update procedure. Okay, let execute it. You see command completed successfully. Now refresh the store procedure. See, our store procedure has been created, and sorry for spelling mistake, I gave it a name I update data. Okay, no problem. Okay, now go to the Visual Studio. Now go to the edit axps.cs page. Sorry, go to the design part of AXPX. Now double click on an update button. Okay, sorry. First of all, stop the debugging. Then double click on an update. You get into the inside the update click event. Now code for store procedure. I am just copy a insert procedure code from add page to edit page. I am copying this code. If you remember, this code we was done in a part 1. I am just copy it and paste to the update click event. I am changing this message to message 2. And changing the store procedure name. Copy it from a SQL and paste it. Save this and remember, at the time of update you have to pass a ID also. So I am just little changes. I am doing just little changes on update procedure. I am passing ID parameter also, and also condition, giving a condition where ID equal to @ID. Change create to alter for any changes in a store procedure. Okay, let execute it. Okay, we get an error. Okay, sorry for that. Execute it. Okay, command completed successfully. Now go to our project and pass ID parameter here also. Okay, save it. Okay, after save it, let's see it's working or not. Our update procedure is work or not. Debug it. Click on a debugging. Sorry, I am debugging it on edit page. Sorry for that. Stop debugging. Go to the add edit page and again debug it. Okay, I am getting data of Sharik. Click on edit. It's retrieve all data from a test table. All column name, column data, student name, stream, division, GR number. Okay, I am editing the first column, Sharik to Shahrukh. Okay, and then I am editing BSCIT to BCom, division A to B, and update it. See, your data update successfully. Now I am go to the SQL Server Management Studio, explore the test table, right click on it and go to the edit top 200 rows. See, our data is updated successful. Sharik get Shahrukh, BCom B756. Okay, it's working proper. So thank you guys for watching my video, and please share it to your friends and IT students, and please subscribe my channel to get update videos and click on a bell icon to get a notification of updated videos. Okay, bye.